Alright, hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight as we dive back into our Heroes of Hyperborea campaign. My name is Trevor, and I will be the DM referee guy tonight as we continue our story, but more importantly, we're kind of starting a new story arc tonight as our adventurers escaped from the wrath that befell the city of Ryland. But before we jump into story, let's introduce two of the players that we'll have tonight. First, let's introduce my favorite voice actor. Down below me, we have...
Hello, I am Bob Carter of the Neighborhood Studio, where we help aspiring creatives become working creatives. But tonight, you will know me as Captain, now Commodore, Androcles Thalassa of the Atlantean Reveille, chronicler and cartographer of these, the last days of the great Atlantean Empire, in search of New Atlantis, or what could be the next New Atlantis.
Love it. So yes, we get to see Bob. We haven't seen Bob in a while because he was off camera with his tooth problem. He was puffy-faced and all that fun stuff on the medication. So welcome back, Bob. As well, you have two boats. That's more than captain. As an admiral, right? Commodore, I don't know.
Yes.
Sure, all of it. Admiral, yes. Commodore, Captain, Androcles. We'll take all three.
Yes, Captain, Admiral, Commodore, Androcles Thalassa. I need a big feather now. I need a big plumed feather.
I love it. A big plumed feather. All right, and below him in the, I love this shirt. It's like a Coca-Cola shirt, but it's Cthulhu. That's
yes.
Just perfect.
Old Bay, Cthulhu, and then...
Yeah.
This is a tentacle.
I love the swoosh as a tentacle too. That's great.
I don't know. I can't.
Really good.
I don't know how many times I got to ask you this, Trevor, but please don't make me go after Bob anymore. Okay?
Sorry,
I'm like,
it's
hi,
Bob,
I'm
Danny.
I'm like, hi, I'm Danny of the existential angst and perpetual pissed offness. I do want to, since Trevor forgot, I got you, Trevor. This is your weekly reminder of your world champion, Atlanta Braves. Okay?
Yeah.
Let us have this, guys. I know it gets on your nerves. Let us have it. Okay? I don't even know if I hit puberty the last time they won. All right.
I know. It was great. So we're going to be doing that for at least another year.
Yeah. Come October, we probably won't be more. I play a paladin of Apollo named Brogan. He's kind of a laid back, different type of paladin. He's just likes to bring the light of Apollo and other things that awaken the hidden senses.
So tonight we're going to be following the story of our paladin and our bard. This will be a paladin bard night. Our third player is enjoying the concerts at South by Southwest out in Austin, Texas. So he will be not with us tonight as he's rocking with his kids at the concerts. And that's totally fine because it works perfectly in the story. There are two boats in our little ship brigade as they are sailing out. And we'll find that Magus is just on the other boat. Flotilla, right. Yes. All right. So before we do that, let's kick some music off and let's see, where do we want to start? We'll start with this one here. Sure. Nah, I want the Odyssey music. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's better. All right. So now that we've got the correct music running, let's do a quick recap. So basically, as the adventurers traveled back in hopes to save Ryland from the lycanthropy problem, they can say mission accomplished. There is no longer a lycanthropy problem in Ryland. There is also no longer Ryland. They went and defeated the cult of Cthulhu, and when they did that, there seemed to be the cult of Cthulhu might have been somehow keeping another monstrosity at bay, and once the cult was gone, that monstrosity named Bakrug came, and they had a giant kaiju basically destroy Ryland, as a few of the survivors of the city made it to the boats, and two ships made it out. And those will be the two ships that are owned by our party. The first and the main ship is going to be sailed by Captain Admiral Commodore Androcles Thalassa, and he is going to be sailing their main ship, which is called the Atlantean
Reveille. Atlantean Reveille.
The Atlantean Reveille. And as it is sailing off, behind it, now that's a full, big sail ship. Behind it, the single shell ship which is more of like a Viking longboat with the oars and everything. It moves slower, and it is behind you, and it is carrying a bulk of the survivors. On that ship, we will see Magus, Siku, and Hugo, and we'll kind of have a little bit of a shot here. So the art's not exactly right, but I wanted to have a sailing shot. So this is the two ships that they're sailing off into the bay, and as they're sailing off, they have spent some time over the last few days stopping by uninhabited shores and collecting supplies, because they want to make the largest settlement out in this district is the Zangarias Islands, and the Zangarias Islands are far out into the waters, and there is a very large settlement. Some 20,000 some strong live there, and this is a place, I think Tortuga. It is a very rough place, but it is the biggest port around. Also, there is rumor that in those islands there has some survivors of Atlantis have gathered and started a new Atlantis. And with that, the survivors are sailing out to see if they can join this new settlement somewhere in the Zangarias Islands, but it is quite a journey. So the last several days, they have been gathering supplies from islands and things, and fish, and it's a wet season. It's heavy precipitation. We have plenty of water, but they've been getting ready for this journey. Now, I do want to show an older map, but it still checks out. Just so we can kind of get a concept of where we are. So if I were to push this map right here, I'm pinging where you are right now. The Zangarias Islands are way out here. It is quite a sail. Now, in order to do that, if you recall, you did get a older map a while back, and here's what we have. So this map, zoomed in, this is where we were. There is a way that you sail out here, and there's the ruins of Alice Mercury. Now, Androcles, you know Alice Mercury as there was once a great temple there, and it's a volcanic island, and that volcano erupted and destroyed the city. However, there is word that there is another settlement there now. It would be a good place to go, kind of resupply before making it out to Zangarias. You've heard of other vessels and merchant ships doing that. So the goal is to go from Dagon Bay to sail out and get to Alice Mercury, and from there you can shoot out to Zangarias Islands. So that is the goal of the two ships, as they're trying to make it out of Dagon Bay, and right now we are here. So we've still got a long way to go. But you've been hitting this little cove for the last few days with both the ships, and trying to find anything you can, hunting and gathering and just trying to pick up supplies. You've got about 20 some odd survivors, 25 survivors, most of which are on the other ship, but some of them are on this ship as well. And with that, let's talk about the ship that we have. So let me, hang on a second, let me make sure. Okay. Oh. So let's talk about the ship.
Is Waylian and BG, are Waylian and BG on our ship?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Waylian and his grandfather, Alfar, are on the ship. BG is as well. In fact, I need to get a BG token. But we'll work on that. And BG, we'll just say for the sake of argument, BG is always with Waylian. So BG and Waylian are with you? Yes.
Is the other Halvis one of the survivors?
No,
he ain't gonna be
the other Halvis did not survive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
what a shame.
He's not survived. So these are the people on your boat. Now, I did the best I could with the art and for the map. There are no cannons on this ship. There are no cannons in Hyperborea, so overlook the fact there's cannons on this map. It was the best I could do. So as you are sailing on the ship, we do have all of the tokens here representing some of the survivors, a mixture of Vikings and Eskimo, as you are sailing out. And over the last few days, yes, go ahead.
Tiatu make it by any chance?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
No. So here on the ship, you do have one archer that did make it, and he is up top. His name is Vulgan. Vulgan is the archer up top. And you have several others. He's kind of been sitting up in the crow's nest and keeping eye. You do have some type of possibly like an older lady here with her two of her daughters that survived. They're in the middle of the boat. And then you have a few other people, different huntsmen and different people, just, a couple ladies as well. But most of the females are on this boat to kind of keep them close and keep them safe as you're trying to sail out. This also is a faster ship. And as you've been traveling over the last several days, one thing that Androcles that you've noticed, Captain Androcles, as you've been sailing out, is you notice that, and this is something you found before, you don't want to go into the bay. There's a lot of bad things into the bay. So you've been skirting around, staying kind of close to the mainland, staying into the shores and the shallows a little bit as best you can. Big storms and squalls kick up out there, and there's also a lot of bad out there. In fact, previously when you were sailing out here, you had, using your charm and your befriend animal magic, you're able to speak to a dolphin, and a dolphin also told you that they also just don't go deep into the bay. And as you've been sailing over the last several days, there was a night. And remember now, as we are coming into this 11th month of the 11th year, there's only 4.5 hours of daylight. And there's a lot of sailing that is done at night. So it's also easier to kind of keep an eye out on the shoreline to sail instead of going out where you have a harder time navigating. But as you've been sailing, there was a storm, and you've been separated from the other ship. It is slower, and you've tried to slow the boat the best you can, and you don't know if in the storm of the night, if they're behind you, you've doubled back, you've looked, but you have separated from them. And that is where we pick up tonight, as you have been separated from the other ship. So you're on board the Atlantean Revelry, and you are looking for the Liberator, the other ship, the Viking longboat that Magus, Siku, and Hugo are on. And that is where we pick up tonight.
Well, my friend Brogan, I will again send out my companion, the dolphin, to seek out the Liberator. But in the meantime, I feel very strongly that the longer we tarry in this bay, more at risk we are for the evil that lurks within the bay, within the depths, to find us and do us harm.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we should make our way to Alice Mercury.
I agree. I definitely feel the bad juju out here in the bay. It's overwhelming. So, are we still headed east, or did we get kind of swept off course?
You're still you're heading east. Okay. And the other ship knew. Siku is a sailor as well. He knew where you were going. It's entirely possible that they cut across as well. There will be a point that you're going to have to make a cut across the bay, but you'd rather do that further out than in the bay itself. Now,
right.
Androcles, you have been sending your dolphin out, and it comes back pretty regularly. And at one point, you send it out, and it doesn't come back. For several hours, it's gone.
Okay.
Which is very unusual. It normally comes right back.
How did that conversation go, Bob, when Androcles told him and the dolphin talked back about what to do?
And it's especially well trained where it will like kick back on the top of the water, and then it'll also like leap out.
Ace Ventura.
Flipper. It's Flipper.
Exactly.
Oh god.
Right. A lot of clicks too. Don't forget the clicks.
It's a lot of clicks.
You know what I
It's
mean?
a lot of clicks, right?
Yeah. The other thing about the dolphin is that I've told them that at some point you're going to jump in the water to take a bath, and when you do, it can play with you. So you might not know this about dolphins, but they're very friendly.
Nice.
True. Very true.
In all seriousness, my friend, I think we should make our way out east as far as possible before we cut across Dagon Bay. This place is deadly.
Definitely. Are we staying more towards the north where the lands are? Cutting?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good plan. Good plan.
The good news is, though, we can navigate by stars, and we have again, since it's mostly night, we will have no problem navigating, for the most part, as long as the weather holds. We had that one storm, but besides that...
Isn't it great? Even at night, Apollo gives us a little bit of light. What a good thing. What a good thing.
Well, my friend, the light of Apollo would be the sun. I believe the stars are the domain of... By the way, Trevor, who is the domain of stars in
But
Hyperborea?
what is the sun but a star? And the stars are suns as well. Look, I don't know. Hand me another edible.
So at this point, at this time of year, Serene is not to be seen. Now Phobos is hanging low, which is always a bad omen. It also gives you less light. Serene is usually the one that gives you more light, but now it's Phobos that is hanging low. And as you are sailing out in the dark of night, it is Vulgan who, as you have kind of started to try to make that cut a little bit deeper into the ocean, Vulgan calls out and goes, Captain, something's up ahead in the water against the waves.
I'll swing, or I'll make my way up to the bow of the ship so I can see. I need to get up to the crow's nest and do a test of dexterity, and look all Captain Swashbucklery. Then let's do it.
Sure, give me a test of dexterity. You're going to try to go up and just like swing up there as fast as you can. Let's give it a first roll of the night. That is a success using our new Hyperborea character sheets. He rolls a 3. Yeah. He needed a 3. You definitely jump up and swing up to the very top. And in the distance, as you stand next to Vulgan, who reeks of fish, you look out into the horizon, and you do see what looks to be, and it's hard to tell, but it looks like it's like a series of rocks, and there's something in between the rocks. You can see there's something lodged between the rocks.
Rocks here in the ocean? I mean, we are far enough out.
You're not that far out. You've been in the shallows, and you can still see land. But you do see rocks.
Right. I'll adjust course, and we'll slow ourselves down. And you said that there's something in the rocks?
There's something wedged between the rocks.
I'll slide down the rope and have them bring out a long pole with the pike hook on the end of it, so we can see what's wedged between the rocks.
You slow. You bring the sail up. You slow the ship down. Everyone's very quick, and you've slapped them into some good sailors over the last week or so. They're able to follow your commands. They pull the boat to bear. You pull out a giant, basically like a pole that you've got that you use for sticking fish, and what you retrieve is the severed tail of a whale.
Interesting. Right. Is it fresh or is it old?
It's old.
Right. And what?
But as you pull it out of the water, you can see there's like other like small fish like attached to it, kind of chewing on it. But whatever did this seems like it took it in one bite.
Wow. I see.
Yeah, maybe we should make for land and just do this by foot.
No. We sail faster.
All right.
We won't make it to Alice Mercury by foot, my friend. We need to sail.
I'm going through our extracurricular supplies mighty fast. Yeah, we need to hurry.
All right. We'll bring the severed whale tail aboard. Whale oil will make great fuel and kerosene. And so we'll go ahead and get started on skinning that. And you know what? There's ladies on board. I'm sure that they'll appreciate some of the bones that they can turn into corsets, and then we'll turn some of that like whale oil into ambergris and all that. So fun stuff.
At this point, you're pulling it on to harvest the whale tail, and as you do that, there's lanterns and things lit, and up top you hear Vulgan go out again. He goes, out to sea, Captain, look, as you see out in the distance. Something breaking across the water. It is huge, and it is coming for the boat.
Very well. I shout in my captain's voice, 2 arms, 2 arms, 2 points starboard.
All right, as everyone does, getting ready to drop the sail and to kind of pick up speed again. A couple of the huntsmen are grabbing spears. They run to the side of the boat and they look, and they all screaming at each other as one of them sees the gigantic fin of a massive shark heading towards the boat, and it's kind of like circling the back of the boat. And as you look, Androcles, you see the size of this thing. It is beyond anything that you can comprehend.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Megalodon. Okay.
That's your dolphin right there, man.
Ooh, that's massive. Okay. One of the barrels.
Bigger boat.
Yeah. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
We have an extra sail on the ship.
No.
Okay. All right.
We got a whale tail.
We have a whale tail. All right.
You could throw it out there and maybe.
Actually, let's get some of the whale tail, and then let's get some of the supplies on board the ship. Something that could. Think.
We have some fish, some fresh fish.
You do?
I'm just gonna start slicing them open and throwing them as far as I can.
Okay. So here's the thing: are you making a run in the open water or back towards shore?
Look, big ass shark, stationary land. I'm just giving you my opinion, but.
You gonna try to outrun it or try to go back into the shallows?
I don't know that we can outrun it. We're going to go towards the shallows, and then what we're going to try to do is we're going to go fishing. So what I want to try to do is have it possibly. How big is it? Is it bigger than the ship?
Here, I'll pull it out for you.
Okay. Okay, good. Ooh. It's as big as the ship.
Say we try to distract it with whale tail and fish. And then,
Lord.
It's a big shark.
Big shark. All right.
You could throw some of the survivors into the water. This is what chat is suggesting.
That's why I wish Talbus was still here. That's
when it gets close, if it's coming right at us, getting close.
Mm-hmm.
When it's close enough, I'm going to cast Charm Beast. That work.
We can get it to pull us fast through the thing.
You never know. It's a beast, right?
It is. It is. Is there a hit dice issue on that? All right, we're going to see what is he. Androcles is going to attempt to charm the Megalodon. A natural 1. He has charmed the Megalodon.
All right. You tell it we're going to lash a rope to it, and it's going to pull our... It's going to pull us. It's got dead eyes, lifeless eyes, like a
No, my friend, you just do not understand you do not understand the intelligence of the Megalodon. And I'll tell you this as I go and ride the beast, because I'm Aquaman.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. It will eventually get, at some point, which you don't know, it will make another saving roll. Saving.
Absolutely.
but you have charmed the beast. So as you jump out into the water and begin riding the Megalodon just because you can. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the first time at any of my tables I've ever had a player ride a Megalodon.
Of course it's a bard. Of course.
Of course, a bard, right.
Oh, I'm going to surf the Megalodon.
Could this thing pull us faster than the ship can go?
Here's the thing. You don't know how long you've got. You have no idea how long this is going to last.
Right.
We'll use it as a beast of burden until it, who cares?
Until it pulls the boat under?
But I am going to ride the Megalodon, and I'm going to do everything I can to make friends with it, so that when the charm wears off, be in a good position.
Go beach it, and then we'll come back and get you.
Oh. By the way, sense evil, is it intelligent evil, or you know what I mean? Like check it.
Yeah, I'll detect and see if that's
you don't sense an evil from it, no.
Okay, it's not the big evil in the bay.
No.
Okay.
In that case, we are absolutely going to ride this Megalodon, and I'm going to use it to scout deeper into the water. I'll be back. We're going to take the ship out. We're going to go as fast as we can straight east, Brogan, maintain the helm, and I'm going to ride this Megalodon deeper into the bay, and that way I should be able to escape or get away from something. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to.
Yeah. So you're going to use the Megalodon to scout the depths of the ocean.
Just around this way to make sure that we've got a clean path.
Okay.
My thalassophobia is going overdrive right now.
All right. So, Brogan, you do your best to use everything that you have learned to just basically sail east. You kind of follow the path of the massive shark that you see dive underwater, and it kind of gives you line up the stars and the darkness, and you actually are basically chasing Phobos right now as you're just kind of following straight across. You do that, and let me that's how you handle an encounter.
I was also a sailor slave.
You were, yeah. So you've spent some time on a boat. You follow east for a while, but at this point you're cutting back out into the open ocean, and there is a small break of islands that you can kind of cut by or in between before you have to cut out to Alice Mercury. As you do that, you're sailing out for a while as Androcles, you are on the back end, and you're holding on to the side of this fin as you're going into the depths of the ocean.
I'm right in front of the fin. I'm riding it like I'm staying low.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
As you're laying low, he takes you out into the depths of the ocean, and what you see in these depths, which you have not managed to go alone, is you see what looks to be a very strange structure in the bottom of the ocean. The general make and of how this was crafted is beyond you, because you don't see any angles, you don't see any, but it looks like a massive building or structure, or possibly a sunken temple with the strangest geometry of built you've ever seen, as almost as the stone or the metal or whatever it is that constructed was almost twisted to create it. You just don't understand how someone would have made this, but it is massive. In fact, it could also be the beginning of the outskirts of an underwater city that is beyond your understanding.
Atlantis?
It is not Atlantean.
Okay. Very interesting. Be possible to convert one of the barrels for Brogan, kind of maintain an air pocket, and then bring him down with me?
If you had some time to construct something like that, maybe. You may not have everything you need to construct something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of check it out from a distance. I mean, you say it's an underwater civilization. Do I see any humanoid creatures swimming around it, or just
You don't see anything, but you do see what looks to be 5 large twisting spires coming around the city. As you get closer to that, as the shark goes, you do see writing coming off of that, but it's not writing that you really understand or have ever seen before. As you get closer, you stop, and you do... Give me a D6 roll.
D6? Okay.
Yeah, give me a D6 roll. Just a random D6 roll. You don't recognize the writing. It looks very strange.
But I needed to roll high for that.
No, it's low.
Okay. In that case, I'll just go ahead and try to memorize it so I can recreate it with a phantasm later on and show friend Magos.
Okay.
That way maybe he can interpret it. But, I'm
Okay.
just going to make sure I get how it looks.
Okay.
And I am a scribe, you know what I mean? So
Right. You can try to memorize the way the words work. Okay.
Yeah, the patterns. And then I'm going to enjoy I'm going to enjoy the shark ride. This is how an Atlantean should travel. Yeah, we'll swim back out away and get back towards the shallows.
As you are riding, the shark is no longer going in the direction that you want it to go. It goes in its own direction.
Really? Resisted that fast. Really?
Yeah.
All right.
You've been on it for a while.
Okay. I've been on it for what, like an hour?
Or 2.
Okay. So that means it's like it's intelligent. It is willfully intelligent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Great.
Now it has moved on. It's doing its own thing. You're still riding on it. It doesn't seem to know you're there or even care, but it is now like it's hunting something else.
But I mean, if it's been 2 hours, that would be like it's a humanoid intelligence. Like that's why
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to watch it. I'm just going to stay in and watch until it goes back towards the shallows, and then whenever I can make my escape. Because if I try to do anything now, I'm toast.
No, you feel at this point you could just let go and swim up, and you'd be fine.
Okay, so it's not being aggressive or mean towards me.
No,
it's
not at all.
All right, then I'll do that, and I'll just go ahead and as it swims down, I'll just like a lamprey. You know what I mean? Like one of those. One of those positions. Just boom.
You let go, and as it just kind of very quickly moves through the water, and you watch this massive beast against the wake of the water just disappear into the darkness of the ocean. You swim up, and with that, you look as you break the water. You look, and in the distance behind you, you see a ship, the lights of the ship, coming towards you.
Okay. In that case, I'll go ahead and swim towards the ship.
Okay. Brogan, you hear Vulgan call out, "Out in the water! I see a break in the water!" And Alfar up front, you hear him say, Yes, I see him. Walian running over, casting and calling upon the power of Apollo. He touches the helm, the front part of the ship, and he casts light on it. The front part of the boat explodes with this luminous light that shoots out, creating almost like a searchlight in a way as it casts the light out, and you see Androcles swimming in the ocean.
I'm doing the man from Atlantis.
Right.
Like swimming.
Right. And you swim up. You're able to climb up to the side of the boat without any issue. They all pull you up as you're just kind of like drenched from the depths of the ocean. As the wind and as the sea is kicking up, Androcles, you immediately look up and see that a storm isn't moving in, but a heavy rain and winds are, and it's not something to be concerned about, but it has definitely got your attention.
Certainly, I am going to laugh loud and heartily and let my friends know that after thoroughly enjoying taming the great Karkaroff, as I call him, I allowed my friend to swim off on his merry way, not before discovering an underwater city. And I'm going to tell you about it, Brogan, and describe what I saw in the depths of the sea. And I'm going to turn it into a total tale, a total adventurous tale, because I am a bard, and we are on a ship, and we are sailing, and I want to motivate my crew. And I want to be, awesome and adventurous and charismatic, and just turn it into a wondrous tale of adventure and excitement. You know what I mean? Like, these are the tales of Sinbad, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to tease that, and I'm going to do what I can to inspire the crew so they're not afraid of the storm that's coming. Because I'm going to tell them, look sharp, because we've got strong winds that we will take advantage of as we make our way toward Alice Mercury.
Now, one of the ways that you can go as you're sailing, we're going to kind of fast forward, you spend another day out in the ocean, is as you get closer to this string of islands here, whenever you were sailing before, you knew that out this way is very rocky, and this is actually a narrow strait, and so is this. These straits are safer than heading out here. There's a lot of shipwrecks and things that are wrecked out here, so you've got 3 paths. It's a little bit longer, or you can go deeper out into the ocean. So you either have to go out to Alice Mercury, or you can take one of these little cuts.
I know my friend Brogan would prefer that we stay close to land, just in case. So that's fine. We'll take these straits right here.
Okay.
Because that way we can always possibly stop off for some kind of vegetation, which I'm totally open for. Because I want to make sure that we get whatever we need.
Okay. So as you do that, the next day is Daybreak. So you hear Vulgan call down again, who's basically sleeping up there at this point. The land! And in the distance, you do see the break of land. You've navigated perfectly. You've spent some time in this bay before making into Ryland. You do see the break. And in that you see trees and you see vegetation and things, and you are able to stop and come ashore here. As you do, everyone disembarks for the most part to hunt and to gather, and you basically have a night where you're able to rest on land and gather before. Now, one of the things that happens in the middle of the night, as the crew and everyone is out and about, is they do find a broken oar, and there's issue: is it's come from a shipwreck, or did it come from the Liberator? They don't know. We haven't seen that ship in a while.
Okay. Very well.
It's fairly recent. Yeah.
Are there any marks on the land? Possibly that somebody from the Liberator might have come through here. Any humanoid?
There are no other footprints. Nothing else comes through. You don't see any other places where any other ships would have come through. It looks like, it looks an uninhabited island.
Let's collect as much as far as seeds and saplings are concerned, and fruits, healthy fruits and things of that nature. If we can. You gather is totally fine. Several of the people on here are very versed in gathering what they can and can't eat. You gather everything for the next day before sailing back out. And I want to make sure that we gather at least 5 barrels worth of dirt as well.
Okay.
I'm going to plant the seeds or the saplings in those barrels. I'm going to do plant growth, so that way we've got potential fruit and things like that we can eat.
Perfect. So using your plant growth, you're actually able to grow your own plants and everything. That's very smart. So you grow that in the bottom of the ship. So that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So you can kind of grow your own food. And with that, you're able to, because that's smart, because there is going to be a point once you pass Alice Mercury, you've got a very long sail, and it's a very good thing to do. So with that, you begin sailing out, and you're kind of like cutting across this land here before you shoot across to Alice Mercury. At this point,
we want to get as much fresh water as we can if possible.
Fortunately, it's a heavy precipitation season. It's raining a lot. It's not as bad as out in the bay, out in the Gulf, but here you're able to catch lots of water. Just rain. It rains every day. So having that, and I actually rolled in the random weather chart in Hyperborea, so I was able to see exactly what the weather was like this time of year, and it's heavy rain. It's heavy rain. You get 4 or 5 hours of rain every day
During the daylight. Great.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
with
I'm
that,
happy as a duck.
right. And with that, you begin sailing down the coast, and you've gotten to know over the last several days or week plus of the different people that are on here. You've got to know most of them. Most of them are commoners or a mixture of Eskimo or Viking, and there's a few on here that know how to handle weaponry and things of that nature. Were huntsmen, but most of the people here were just townsfolk. And in search of their refugees at this point, trying to find another home. And they ask a lot of questions because they've heard a lot of fearful stories about these islands that we're going to. And they're asking, is there a safe place? Because the port city they've heard of is not a place particularly for children. Like, it's a dangerous place. They call it the Masked City, and you've heard of this, where everyone in town is required to wear a mask.
Really?
Yeah, it's all masks.
Interesting. All right. How appropriate. All right.
Right?
I will do everything I can as a bard. Every single day, I'm going to use one of my in-spirit allies to motivate my crew. So I'm making sure that they are emboldened and feeling good. And like I said, I'm bringing out different tales of Sinbad and his journeys. And, they saw me ride a Megalodon and surf a Megalodon.
They're feeling good about their captain at this point. Instead of getting destroyed and eaten by a massive shark, he just tamed it. I mean, that story's going to go around the campfire more than once. So as this goes, as you're sailing out, it is young Walian, and one night who is up in the crow's nest with Vulgan, and young Walian calls out in the night, Brogan, and Brogan, you're fell asleep at night, but you stir and you look up and you see your young ward Walian atop the mast, waving his hand and saying, Brogan, do you hear?
Do I hear?
You sit up and you hear, and you do hear a whisper, a voice, something against the wind in the distance. You look, it seems to be coming from shore, but you do hear some type of voice in the wind.
Sirens?
Well, Androcles,
is it high-pitched, low-pitched?
It's very faint. It's very faint. But you look in the distance, and you're sailing close to land, and all you see is like these big cliffs. And you see, you can't even see, like, the cliffs are taller than the boat. So you're just looking up, you're just looking at like a cliffy side and rocks.
The cliffs of insanity.
The cliffs of insanity, yes. You're sailing next to the cliffs of insanity.
Is the voice more like Mariah Carey or Barry White?
Definitely seems to have a melodic tone to it.
All right. Now, I've heard stories. Let's just stay away from the coast a little bit here. What do y'all say?
Before you are able to say that, you look about and Androcles, you have stirred, as some people on the deck are beginning to stir and murmur. You awake, and you do also hear this strange melodic voice against the wind. And you look up, and it is a cloudy night. You can't even see the stars, but you do see the darkness of the ocean, and you see these cliffs that off in the distance to the right. You've been hugging these. The waters are deep, but you've been hugging the land to stay out from the depths of the ocean. And it is at this point that you do hear this voice and this song coming closer. And as you do, it gets louder and it gets louder. And everyone on the boat begins to look around and kind of daze off into the distance as they hear this sound.
Counter song. I'm going to counter song.
As soon as you hear that very soothing sound, you break it up and you bust out the notes of the song that break the enchantment. As in the distance, and instead of hearing this melody, you hear the screeching sound of something that you had heard of but have not encountered. as you see in the distance these giant things flying out as what looks to be a flock of harpies are descending on the
Two
boat.
arms! Gun! Shoot!
Now, you're saying that, but you have to also keep up the counter song. So you're going to be very careful not to break your counter song. You have to keep that up as long as they're chanting.
All right,
Flock of harpies.
I will do that, and I'm going to show my medal. So
Okay.
yes.
Flock of harpies. That's Spring Break 98. Right? Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Oh. So what we're going to do is we're going to be rolling. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make some announcements. They are flying in. Okay. So as they're flying in, as we go into combat, let's make some announcements. We're going to start with Androcles. What are you going to do? Melee, magic, movement. Well, you can't really do magic because you're counter-songing.
Right, I'm counter-songing so that the crew can respond as they need to, but I can counter-song with inspiration. So I'm going to start with counter-songing and inspiring my crew, so that way 2 rounds from now, they're going to get a +1 to attacks.
Okay.
In addition to that, I'm going to throw my glaive, and I'm striking.
Okay. So, ranged. We'll go to Mr. Brogan. What are you going to do?
Are they going to get within melee range?
They're flying in.
Yeah, so, I mean, does it look like I'll be able to melee them? Or
Well, you can. Your intent is to pull your sword in melee.
right, I didn't know if they were, like, far out or if they're...
They're far out, but they're
Close enough.
diving in. So,
Yeah.
This is them,
okay.
right?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
going to do.
Right here?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
them.
all right. Walian is going to move. He's gonna.
Is this him right here?
That's him. He's in the crow's nest. He's
Okay.
gonna get out of the crow's nest.
This is Vulgan?
Yeah, I
Is
was
that
going to tell
Vulgan right
him
there?
to...
This is Vuldan right here, and then just other people
Okay.
that I have named. All right. So Androcles roll initiative. I will do the same. Harpies are going on a 5.
Is that on our character sheet that you made for
No,
us?
you just roll a d6. Just roll a d6. A 4. All right, so we're going to be going, and what we're going to do is we're going to have the harpies fly in. The first harpy that's going to fly in is going to go to Brogan, but Brogan gets first strike because he has a massive weapon and the harpies have claws. So as it's flying in, you have your weapon, and even though they win the initiative, your weapon says you go first.
I'm clicking on my character sheet. What's it?
All you got to do is click your token and click two-handed
okay.
sword. Two-handed sword button.
right.
We got our macro in the top left. There you go. You hit an AC of -3, which is a hit, and you do 15 points of damage. You do absolutely tag the harpy. You, as it flies in, you raise up your sword, you cut and you sever one of its wings off. It lands in front of you, and then it makes its attack. It goes at you with a claw. And that claw attack is going to hit an AC of 0, which is going to hit you. Take 3 points of damage. You do get to subtract one of those for your damage reduction, so take 2. He makes a second claw attack. That hits an AC of 4.
I got 3.
You're 3? Okay. Is that with the shield or...
Shield was 2.
Okay. It misses you. And then he's going to go in for a bite.
Jesus.
And that is he is a -2. He does 5 points of damage with the bite. Take 1 off, so you took a total of 6 damage once you take your damage reduction in. So you take 6 damage from the first harpy. The second harpy does fly in. It is going to attack Androcles. The weapon sizes are the same, so it will get its attacks. The first attack is going to be... hits an AC of 10. That's going to miss you. His second claw is going to come in and attack. It hits an AC of 5.
I have a 5.
It has a 5, so take 4 points of damage.
Take 3 points of damage.
Do you get damage reduction too?
Have damage reduction, 1 point.
That's right. I didn't put it on here. All right.
Atlantean shell armor.
The Atlantean shell armor. And finally, it's going to come in with the bite.
Yes.
And that will hit you, but it's only 1 point of damage, which you resist.
Yes, my shell armor resisted it.
That's right. This harpy is going to fly in and attack this poor soul here. That's a miss. That's with a claw. That is a fumble. That's a fumble. That's a trip. He misses his next. He's on the ground.
He's like falls. Like
Yeah, he falls.
how much does he take?
He doesn't take any damage. He's just prone.
I thought I'd try.
Oh, yeah,
She's
right.
prone, right? The Harpy? She's prone?
She's prone. Sorry, she. This Harpy is going to go and attack Alfar.
That's a
How
miss.
far is where?
That's a miss. That's Claw 1, Claw 2. The flurry of attack, that's going to hit him for 3. He's on the ground. Here comes the bite. And he takes another 4. He is unconscious.
Where's that one? Where's Alfar?
This one here with
It's
the
up
red
at the
dot.
top.
He is on the ground. He is unconscious. This one is going to fly up and try to attack Walian. As he does that, Walian has his Morning Star in hand, which is bigger than him, so he gets to make his attack first. Actually, no, he was moving. He's not going to do that. So the Harpy gets to attack. Miss.
Hey.
Hit for 1. He doesn't have damage reduction, so he does take 1. And then he does not. So Walian takes 1 point of damage. He gets a scratch. And then this one is going to fly down and attack this lady here. Miss with the claw. Hit for 1. And hit for 3. She's dead.
No.
And
Night, sweet
now
princess.
it's your turn. So Androcles, you get to go. You can throw your glaive.
Is the one that is... There's the one that's on me,
Mm-hmm.
and there's the one that's on Brogan. Is that one dead?
No, he's still up. He's missing a wing.
Okay, so it's not going to fly away. All right. I'm going to strike on this one twice.
Okay. Throw.
Well, here's a question. My stuff went away.
Click on the token, and it'll show back up.
Ah, okay, thank you. There we go.
Here's the first glaive attack. That's going to hit a -2. That definitely will hit him, and he takes 3 points of damage. The glaive flies back to your hand. Make another attack.
No!
Critical fail. Critical fail. Roll a d12 to see how bad this is.
Man.
Okay.
It's
good.
just a bad miss. It flies off, and it does come back to your hand, but it is a really horrible miss.
It's like the Road Warrior. It chops off like the tips of your 3.
Right. right. All right. Walian, after he's already made his attacks, Walian was already on the rope, and he slides down next to Brogan. That is his attack. He basically grabbed the rope as he gets attacked by that one. He slides down. Now we have Vulgan up here. He has his bow. It was drawn. He's going to turn and fire point blank at this Harpy beside him. He's going to hit with his short bow. He takes 4 points of damage. Alfar is going to bleed. This gentleman right here has a spear. He's going to stab at the Harpy, and he misses. This lady's going to bleed. This guy's going to run up here and attack this Harpy with another spear, and he's going to hit for 4. This little girl is going to run and try to hide in between these crates.
Oh, so there's no actually below decks.
There is. It's up here.
Oh, Lord.
Actually, no, you can get to it here, but there's a Harpy in her way. So she's just going to go and hide and try to hide. Now we're going to do announcements. So, Androcles, what's your announcement?
I'm gonna have to cast Hypnotic Pattern. I've
There's
got to try to take out some
Still
of these.
a melody a-going.
Yeah.
Keep that up.
And dude, they're gonna pick us apart otherwise. I mean, they've got multiple attacks and everything. I mean, I'm gonna have to.
If you just metagaming, everyone will have to make a save versus being charmed if you do that.
Really? If I stop?
Yeah.
All right. Never mind then.
I guess it-
You know what? I'll whip out the laser sword.
Androcles would know he has to keep this up. Androcles would know
Keep
that.
that song up. I got us. I got us. Keep the song going.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to whip out the laser sword.
So melee.
And...
All right. So your announcement is melee. Brogan, your announcement is melee because now you're going to get 2 attacks with your weapon.
I'm also going to swig a potion.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whichever. I don't know what that does.
Okay.
Drink any potion?
All right.
I have a potion.
I will because of it's awesome. I will let you do that. I will let you swing the sword, you grab the potion, you swing as you turn around. It's a small vial.
I mean, if it's a whole action, that's fine. It doesn't. Whatever the rules are, I don't know what the rule is for that.
I think if you drink a potion, it's an action. Do you want to break up? Because you would get 2 attacks this round.
Oh, so next round it doesn't. I wouldn't get it. It doesn't like stave it off, basically.
Right? No, I'd save it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take my 2 swings then.
To take your 2 swings. Okay, you're gonna take your 2 swings. Walian is going to cast a spell, and with that, it is Brogan. You must roll for initiative.
Here we go.
I'm going on a 2. Going on a 4.
Nice.
All right, let's let Brogan go. No, sorry, Androcles. He's got the dex. Androcles, you go first. You whip out your Atlantean laser sword.
Yes, I do.
You hit an ace. You miss. It's the first time you've ever used it. It is extremely light. It's fast. It doesn't lose a charge, but you do swing it right above.
2 rounds, has it? Has this been 2 rounds?
He's not a master.
No, not yet.
No. For his song or inspiration or whatever it is.
No.
Okay.
One more round.
Brogan, it is your turn, but you are now wielding the laser sword.
I am.
All right. Here we go. Look on my token here. We're gonna do a swing. Oh yeah, it's
Yes.
It takes 11 damage. With that, you cleave it in twain as it is dead. You can now move and make your second attack.
okay. Let me see. I'm trying to see where the others are. I got so much crap on my
You could
screen.
go. This one is on the ground, or you can go get the one on Androcles.
I'm gonna help Androcles out.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, being a paladin, I'd probably go help the.
The lady.
You are going to get a bonus on this one because he's on the ground.
All right. Yeah, I'll move up there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, that's the one that's prone. Yes.
That has a minus
Yes.
4 to its AC. 8.
Ooh, that's max damage.
Yeah.
4, 4, 4, and then plus 2. Jeez.
But
That's
evil? But
18.
evil?
Is there...
He did charge, right?
Oh, you know what? You did charge. You did charge, so that's another 5 damage. So that's...
Plus 3 sword, right?
Huh?
25?
It's a plus 3 sword, right?
Yeah, the damage on the button is right. It's just your glorious charge makes it 23 damage.
Wow.
That kills it. Paladin's gonna paladin.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to point out that Brogan said, "No worries, I got this," and then
And
he
it-
just did.
And he just did. Right. All right. With that, this gentleman here is going to run up and stick this harpy. And he
Yes.
will for 4
Right.
damage.
You're motivated and inspired.
They are motivated and inspired. This guy here is dropping the bow and pulls out his dagger. Yes, he does. He stabs him for 1 whole damage. And then this guy here is going to step over and try to spear him again. That's actually going to hit. For 6? What? Randos.
My crew is motivated.
All right, Walian is going to run to here and cast Cure Light Wounds on Alfar for 7. Alfar awakes. Alfar awakes. He is up. And with that, it is now Harpy Tom. This harpy here is going to attack the man who just stabbed him. That's a natural 1.
Roll high, baby. No whammies.
It's a bad miss. He can still attack. Second claw hits for 2. And the bite hits for 3. So he takes 5. Hang on a second. How much health does this guy have? Oh, okay. He's down.
And
he's bleeding out.
did you reroll ones for health? Don't we reroll ones for health? He's good.
They're commoners, man. He's a farmer with a pitchfork. He's doing his best. All right.
He was a farmer with a pitchfork. Now he's part of my crew.
Now he's a sailor with a pitchfork. All right. This guy over here is going to be stabby stab on this guy. Here's the first claw attack. It's gonna miss. Here's the second claw attack. It's gonna hit him for 3, and here comes the bite. So he's got 9 damage. How much health does this guy have? He's at -6.
Yeah. Crew's dwindling.
Oh, if they make it through this, they're leveling.
It's possible. This guy up here is going after Vulgan. Here's attack number 1. Whoops, wrong button. This guy, there it is. Here's the bite hit. Oh, no, sorry, that's the claw. Hits for 1. The second claw is going to attack. It's going to miss, actually. And the bite is going to miss. He only takes 1.
Vulgan survives.
He's still got some health left.
You're killing me with those D4 rolls. Oh.
All right, so now it is the next round. This girl is still standing hidden. Now we're going to make some announcements.
Like,
and Walian is going to cast a spell. And with that, we're going to roll initiative. Androcles, you get to roll. Harpies are going on a 4. Ooh, good guys on a 5. All right, with that, the good guys get to go. Let's go melee. Androcles with the laser sword. Swing. Miss. God, that would have done 21 damage.
and
Get a +1 to
whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa! Never mind.
Or
AC
+2.
8 because my bonus hits now. My bonus kicks in now.
Still miss. God,
Doesn't he
that
get 2 on this one?
no, he's not a master. He's only fighters get.
You know what would have been nice is if somebody didn't run away and I was flanking. Wait, what's this lady doing? Dude, she would have gotten over here to help out. I would have shouted for her to help out.
That kid is 8.
I don't care. I would have shouted for him to help out. Flank.
All right, Brogan, you're up.
Did that give a +4?
Brogan, you're up.
All right, I'm going to charge this dude.
Okay.
And
I love it.
Hit.
I don't know what the charge is that adds.
Here's
Still
what's
hit.
interesting. You rolled a 5. You still hit an AC of 5. That sword is ridiculous. So it's 14 damage. You did hit. And then you add your Glorious Wrath damage, which is 5. So that's 19 damage. It had already taken damage. It is dead.
Yeah.
So you just run over, and with the light of the Apollo, your sword just gleams with light as you hack it down. We've got a rampaging paladin on our hands. Now we're gonna go to this guy.
Don't forget, he actually had a +1 bonus to his hit and damage because of.
Yeah.
He's more dead. This guy up here is going to attack with his inspiration. He's going to attack the Harpy with his dagger. Miss.
Gallant attempt.
Miss.
Gallant attempt.
This guy is bleeding. He's at -5. This guy is bleeding. Alfar is here. He is going to pull out his dagger and attack. Because he's flanking him with Walian, he's going to hit.
And he's inspired.
And he's inspired for 4 damage.
5 damage. 5.
5 damage.
Right. Every point counts.
Every point counts. Okay. That's everybody here. He's still bleeding. Walian is going to cast a spell targeting this guy. And he's like, in the name of Apollo, I command you to leave. And it will have to make a save. And here is the save. Failure.
Wow.
Hey, that's never worked with the Harpies.
Wow.
Telling
He
them to
commanded
leave
it.
never
Leave.
worked. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so now it is the Harpy's turn. This one has to leave.
Eyes away.
And this one's dead. Then now there's one up top and there's one on Androcles. So the one on Androcles, let's get some attacks on Androcles. Attack number 1. Hit you for 4. -1. So you take 3. Here comes another claw attack. That's going to miss. And here comes the bite. Also going to miss.
Woo!
The guy up top is going to attack Vulgan. It's going to hit him for 2. It's going to hit him for 4. That's going to miss. Vulgan is down.
Oh.
Okay. And with that, this guy is at negative. Okay. All right.
These guys doing?
They're on the ground. Okay.
Got
And this one,
this one, right?
they're done. Right. So now it's new round.
Hey, Brogan.
Oh, I'm gonna melee kill something.
All right.
Okay. The only one you can get to is the one on Androcles.
Oh, you mean I can charge? Let's
Yes.
do it.
All right.
Flank.
Roll. And so y'all are both melee.
Yes.
Walian is going to cast a spell.
Hopefully.
And now we're going to go to Brogan, you roll for initiative. Harpy's going on a 5.
I rolled, but it didn't come up.
You also rolled a 5, so it comes down to dex. What's the dexterity of the Harpies?
Probably pretty good.
Okay, it's a 14. So I think Androcles still goes first.
Okay.
Androcles, what's your dexterity?
Who, me?
My
Androcles.
dexterity is my character sheet. Trying to pull up.
No, it's a 13. It's a 13. No.
Ooh.
Brogan's is a 12. So yeah, Harpies are going first. All the Harpies are going first. This
Okay.
Harpy here is going to pick up Vulgan and begin flying away with him.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. This Harpy is going to continue to attack on Androcles. Here comes attack number 1. It could be bad. It could be bad.
Yes.
It is. He loses the rest of his attacks as you step back as it claws. It falls in front of you. It is now prone in front of you. It is now prone in front of you. We're saying that the prone one. We'll say it's this. Okay. All right. So that's it for the Harpies. Now it's Androcles' turn.
I will laser sword. Rah!
All right. So it's this roll plus 4. So that's actually, you're going to hit an AC of 7. So that will hit, and it does 5 damage. You just barely nick it as it falls down in front of you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. 6 damage, actually, because...
It is 6 damage because you are quite inspiring. And now we go to...
Set it up for Brogan. That's
Brogan,
what I'm doing, is
you're
I'm
set
setting
up.
it for Brogan.
I'm gonna charge, double attack with inspiration, and it's prone. Do I even need to roll?
Yeah, you do, in case you roll a 1.
Negative. All right. Where am I here? All right. First one.
That's good. It's dead.
Yeah.
Paladin is on a harpy rampage. As you run up, as it's gone, you kind of step out of the way of the laser sword as it swings across. You bring your giant two-handed sword down. You also cut the head off of this thing. As you look about, you see there are two others that are bleeding out.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my question about laying on hands, because it doesn't say anything about how many times. It's just how much HP.
You just give them 1 point and stabilize them and keep them from dying?
And if we were playing 5th edition, that would be true.
No, just to stabilize them, right? Like, you can keep
2 of them are dying, so can I do 5 on one, 5 on the other?
Yes. You do 5 on this one, it does stabilize him. And you run over to do this one, and you do 5 on him. He is at -3. He's still bleeding, but he's not about to die. So you're going to have something else will have to be done with him.
Walian. I'm going to call Walian over.
Walian runs over. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the reason why I only tagged that one is because I was clicking my boots, because I'm going after Vulgan. I'm not letting this Harper get away.
Okay.
And
I'm keep up your song.
Skywalking after him, and I'm going to over there and chase him down.
I need to look at what's your speed on the flight?
The boot?
Yeah.
Well, my movement is 40.
That's irrelevant. It's the boots.
Okay, in that case,
we got to look up the equipment on this one and see what it is.
Okay.
What's it called again? Boots of flight?
Yeah.
Oh, boots of supersonic flight. You can move way faster than harpies. It says right here.
It's the same. It's the same as the fly spell. It's the same as the fly spell. Give us a second. We're gonna look it up. I want to see if he can catch him. "60 movement. You actually can catch up to it.
Yes.
You actually can catch up to it. All right. So you are skywalking as you're singing your counter song. You can hear the harpy still singing its song as it's flying. As you are flying, you see that this thing, how long does command last? Does that thing still have to fly around, or can he double back?
He just did it last round.
Right. I don't know how long command lasts.
Sure.
6 rounds. That guy, he gone. That guy is gone.
Hey.
All right. So you're flying to chase up to it, lightsaber in hand. You will be able. He's just over right before he gets to the rocks is whenever you catch up to him and make your swing.
Okay. Inspired.
17 damage is enough to kill it. You hack it, and he drops the body.
Flying down to pick up Vulgan.
Okay. Test of dexterity to see if you can, in midair, change direction, kick off the air, and try to catch him before he plummets to the ocean.
Be cool.
It's just the ocean. How tall? I mean, how far up?
It's pretty far.
I click on my character sheet. I'm not seeing it come up. Is there a character sheet somewhere? Because
Go to your character sheet.
But okay.
And in character sheet, you'll see test of dexterity, and there's a dice next to test of dexterity on Androcles.
I'm reloading roll 20. So
okay,
let's try that.
Can he kick off? If you can't find it, just roll a d6.
Yeah.
You got to roll a 3 or less. You do! You rolled a 2! You catch him! Alright, so you managed to catch...
Legend of Captain Amador.
Amador? Captain Commodore Admiral Androcles.
Bob flew after him. He's really good at catching harpies. If you know what I mean.
Androcles is very good at catching harpies. Oh god! All right, with that, you catch him and bring him down safely to the ocean, and you basically have to. You can kind of drag him and swim and fly. It actually can carry 300 pounds. So as you do that, you're able to pull him back to the water and to the boat.
Yes.
Nice
Save.
combat. Fought off 6 harpies. Very, very nice. The weapon
Gonna
class
motivate
of the
our crew.
lightsaber
We're
is
gonna do everything
2.
I can to inspire our crew. I'm keeping that going.
What's left?
As you land, you see that Walian has found a little bit of ale in one of his and is giving it to this poor man, and it actually helps him recover his spirits. Having just a little bit of alcohol just helps him get back up. So he's back up, and then also the same goes for Vulgan, who regains consciousness and is bandaged and healed as he is. So we did lose a young lady, and we did lose. I think that's all we lost. Did we only lose that one?
Yeah.
So you managed to only lose one crewmate from this attack, even though 4 others went down. Between the healing of Walian, the healing of Brogan, and the quick thinking of Walian to get some ale to help. You guess all you need if you get knocked unconscious. A little bit of ale. That was a good rally there, and we got to see some of the new abilities work out. That's fantastic. With that, you're able to sail away from the cliffs of insanity, as Brogan called them, and get out to safety and begin the trek now to sail to Alice Mercury, and that is where we're gonna pick up back at the map. So now from here, you're gonna go. You're sailing from here out to Alice Mercury, and that is where we'll pick up next week. As you get closer to Alice Mercury, in the distance, you do in fact see a familiar ship. You see the Liberator was already there, had cut across obviously early, and you're able to rally with the other ship to hear how they did crossing across Dagon Bay. But next week we will take a look as we try to resupply in Alice Mercury before heading out to the Zangarias Islands. So that was it for tonight. Good little fun mini adventure as we traveled and got to see both characters flex tonight between Androcles taming the Megalodon and discovering some unknown city in the ocean, and then we had to fight off a Harpy attack, and we saw the power of the charging, rampaging Unstoppable Paladin, and then we got to see the lightsaber in action. Sorry, laser sword in action. It was good stuff. That was good stuff. So, Chad, I hope you guys had fun tonight. We had a shorter game tonight, as we were just kind of like in the middle of travel, and we're down a player. But now they are going to rally up, and we'll have a bigger game next week as they discover what's going on Alice Mercury, as we're kind of going into an island hopping version of the game right now, sailing to and fro. I know that Bob loved these games. Anything that has to do with open water and sailing and fish and sharks, and I mean, this was just perfect, right? And we got to see Countersong used.
Yes,
see Countersong used.
did.
All right.
Thank you.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. As we pick up next week, we'll have the full party together of our Heroes of Hyperborea campaign.